the Siege series, Vertx's first tactical overt line of packs. Is it going to be tactical overkill, or just what you didn't know you needed in a backpack? I wasn't sure if the Vertx Siege was going to impress me, or end up in the gear shift graveyard. I'm JJ, and today I'm going to be giving you my first impressions of the Vertx Siege backpack. No deep dive on specs or any of the sponsored fluff, as this pack, like all my packs, were purchased by me. Just my honest take on how it feels out of the packaging, what stands out, and where I think it fits in your everyday or tactical loadout. Stand by.
This is JJ Actual. We are Oscar Mike.
Future JJ here. I realized as I was putting this video together that I accidentally deleted the audio from this portion of the video. Basically, it's me at the workbench, and I am showing you all what it looks like when I received it directly from Vertx, so we can unbox it together. I show the front and back of the packaging, minus the shipping label. I also show you the knife that I'm carrying for the day, which was the Benchmade Anthem. Absolutely love that knife. 20 CV blade steel, integral titanium handle that runs on bearings. It's a great knife. As I cut into the packaging, I make sure that I'm cutting away from me because that is safer knife practices. I'm also ensuring that I'm not cutting the contents, which is the Vertx Siege backpack. I also make a note not to show the packaging list. Every package from Vertx that I've received has a shipping list, and it basically just has information, customer information, and your address, credit card used, payment for all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm showing here in this portion of the video. And the package is double package, which is nice. I even asked for crinkly noises. Crinkle, there you go. And just show you that the bag is a well packaged. Vertx does a really good job of making sure their items are really well packaged. And here I go ahead and I open up the bag from the inner bag section. And I start to talk about the bag, and I will continue the next part of the video, which you'll hear me say here shortly. Thank you. Okay, we are here the very next day. I realized in post that the lighting did not capture the backpack well on my back, and I wanted to give you a better view of what that looks like. Today we're back at the workbench. This is the Vertx Siege 25-liter backpack in Wolf Gray. I am a big fan of gray color. I think it's neutral. I think it goes with a lot of things. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. On the exterior of the pack, right off the bat, the bag feels solid. There is some rigidity to a back panel here. Materials feel top-notch. Zipper pulls, every single zipper pull feels like smooth butter. YK key zips around. They have different lashing points, and each of the lashing points here, or not lashing points, but the straps, they have excess strap keepers here, and that's a nice feature to have, so that way you don't have just random straps flying around everywhere. Okay, so we'll try to go from top to bottom here. Front of the pack. On the top, you have a section where if you have a name tape, and for those who don't know, name tapes are basically your last name sewn into a piece of fabric. You can get a hook on there and secures via Velcro, hook and loop. Name tape area, you have a top pocket here that is covered by this rain fly type deal here. Pretty nice. Open that up. And that's a pretty big size pocket, as you can see on the inside of the pack here. Pretty large pocket, felt lined, phone going there, sunglasses. If you want to throw your keys in there, you can, but I wouldn't do that with your sunglasses as well. It still incorporates their grab handle. So, sitting somewhere, you want to grab it quickly, There it is right there. The reason why I think that's nice to have is because I don't like how small they made the top grab handle. That top grab handle is pretty small. Getting ahead of ourselves here. All right, here we go. All right, moving down, you have a Velcro loop section here. And they said for the first 500 customers, you get a Siege the Day special limited edition patch. Nice rubber patch here that goes on, just whatever patch you want to go. Boom, nice and easy. The kind of the new feature of this is instead of a beaver tail, this is used as kind of like a door mechanism. So open up the buckles, pretty cavernous size. And they said that this is a 25-liter pack without the use of this pocket here. And this pocket is huge. You can, and it has a bottom. That was the question I was wondering. Does it have a bottom or not? But it does. Stretchy material. We have my Zero Foxtrot Wooby. Fits in there no problem. And you want to cinch it down. Keep it tighter. No problem whatsoever. All right. Let's take that out. Can't put that there because it will hit my camera cable. Speaking of zippers, this is the first bag that I've seen with Vertx, maybe there's more, I do apologize, that have zippers that are 2 sets. Come on, strap, here we go. So, as you can see here, that looks kind of weird, yeah? Let's see here, did that show up on camera? Yeah. So you have multiple sets here. And I think the idea is you have a set of zippers up here, and then that way, depending on which way you want to pull off the bag, you can still have access to the interior just from opening the bottom. And I do want to note that the zippers are different in terms of the bottom set is a shrink wrap covered, and the top set are their Vertx plastic pull tabs. All right, moving on to the sides of the pack. They are identical in terms of pocket, somewhat of a compression strap, as well as lashing thing that's sewn in 2 different areas, so you get 3 separate places that you can lash gear. Will it fit the Nalgene water bottle? The Nalgene water bottle in there, and it fits absolutely no problem. That's what it looks like with the Nalgene in there. No problem whatsoever with the Nalgene. All right. On the bottom of the pack, they talked about lashing points where you can actually tie things down. So you have something like this down here. You can run, 550 cord or your own webbing through here and secure things to that. I think that's a pretty nice feature to have. I know that's on a lot of bags, that's wasted space. But also too, I don't really feel that the bottom here is super reinforced. So if I was to pull my gamut, here's my gamut pack. And on the bottom of the gamut, let's see if I can show you here. This is like a thick rubber. So, you're setting the bag down and it's really protected. So whatever you set it down to on this one, doesn't feel as stiff. Maybe it's slightly denser material. No, I would venture to say it's not. Maybe it's double, but it doesn't feel like it's as reinforced on the bottom. That's something to note. All right, moving on to the backpack shoulder straps. You have on no load lifters. There are not any load lifters on here, which I wish Vertx, if you're listening, maybe give us load lifters, because everybody's, shoulders, shoulder blades, they're all different. Trap sizes, So give us some load lifters. Maybe you're listening to this. But each side of the shoulder straps have this pocket, kangaroo pouch type deal And it's nice because it's padded here. And so that doesn't get, whatever's in here is not gonna get messed up from the sternum strap, there we go. And the sternum strap itself is detachable. All right. It's detachable, movable, whatever you like. And the other side, sternum, the receiver female end of the buckle is completely kind of hidden in underneath there. But both of them are similar in terms of they both have this retention strap. So you put something in there and you know, you open this up and it's not gonna fly out. I don't know if they should have put another one up top here, or maybe, yeah, maybe Vertx next time, sew an additional one up here. So that way, you know, you do this and you have a pen or something, it doesn't fall out. Because if you have it down here, by the time you open this halfway up and you open it down here, it just feels like it's gonna come out anyway. But I like the thought that you guys put into that. All right, moving on to the back section here. Actually, before I do that, the straps are well padded. They are malleable, but very padded. On the rear here, giant air channel, lumbar pad, and you can't see it on the camera, but this area here is ribbed. So I'm gonna assuming that allows for even greater airflow. And this, I don't know if you guys, I don't hold this capture on camera, but that is a thick pad. That's gotta be at least 3/4 of an inch. Giant. You got your Vertx branding in the middle. I do like that. Something that this doesn't have, which the Gamut does have, is a place where you can tuck the, you know, the waist strap. Let me pull the Gamut here. See, the Gamut has a place where you can tuck the waist strap, and has a spot here for luggage pass-through where you can put on and hold like a Captain America shield to protect you if you had armor panel inside. I'm assuming Vertx didn't do that because if you have this backpack, you might be already wearing a plate carrier or what have you, and you're not gonna be needing the panel inside here. You're probably gonna have a plate carrier on already or any kind of armor. The waist strap is removable though, so if you don't want to run the waist strap and take it off, but there's no real quick way to stow that and pull it back out depending on the mission. All right, let's move on to the interior of the pack. I think I covered all the exterior parts, yes. The zipper part is kind of interesting too, because you can see when it zips, it doesn't go like in a normal shape. It goes up and then inwards. Inside the pack here, there's really no wasted space. Vertx, I think you did a good job planning this out. There's no wasted space. You have, on one section here, you have a area for a little mesh pocket that's see-through. So you guys can see that? Yep, okay. You have a loop lined here for all your accessories, Tattagami accessories that will fit in there. You have another loop section here in the front with another pocket. And the inside the pocket has a little leash keeper. On the front here, you have places where you can put pens, chem sticks. You also have this thick elastic, 2 of these, and each of these 2 have a 2 additional. So it's like loopception. There's a little little area here where whatever you put into here, should it fall, it falls into here and not into the main pack, which I think is a very nice thought. We're going to show some tech in here. This is my 11-inch M4 iPad Pro. Fits in there, no problem whatsoever. 14-inch MacBook Pro. No problem. Fits in there just like that. Let's throw the Woo Bean here for some shape. All right. Where's this part here? All right, let's throw this up here. straps galore in this thing. There's straps everywhere. What's going on with this strap? All right, this strap is for this here. All right, JJ, come on. Too early, not enough crayons. I should also note that on the bottom here, there's a hole, and it shows on their website that you can lock this, but honestly, if you put a little lock on there, somebody can just cut this strap. So, but I can see where they're thinking, keeping honest people out. Let's go and throw the bag on. So, I'm 5'9", about 250 pounds, and I have about a 40-inch waist, pretty large size chest here. As you can see, the bag fits great. A little bit of angles for you guys here, which is nice. These right here, index pretty easy. You know, you just reach across, I'm not even looking, and pull it out. Grab all your little snacks, trail mix, whatever. And then sternum strap. There we go. I would say the feeling on my back, it feels, like I said, if I wish it had low lifters, I could be able to adjust it. The only way you can really adjust up and down is if you tighten the straps here. But it's nice. Come out here, reach around the pack like this. Wow, 3D action. Rapid access tab here, firearm in here. But as you can see, with this, with stuff in it, it's kind of hard to get into the CCW compartment here. All right, so here. Let me set this bag down real quick. We are going to clear this firearm on camera. This is my 1911 government model. We're going to go ahead and clear it. All right. We are going to visually, finger off the trigger, visually look inside the chamber to make sure there's nothing in there. And we're also going to digitally check. Once that's clear, we are going to slowly release the slide and watch the slide close on an empty chamber. Very paramount. You heard that click, I still engage the safety, muscle memory. All right, in one take. So, we're gonna shove the 1911 in here. There's no holster, but you still get an idea what I'm talking about here. All right, so 1911's in there. You have your backpack on, you're walking around, and you need access to it. Swing the bag up front, pull the rapid access tab, and now it's kind of hard to get your hand in there. See that? I mean, the 1911 fits, but it's kind of hard to, you're holding the bag and they show them holding it here and then grabbing it here, but that's just not really intuitive. Not sure if I like the CCW placement, especially if you're gonna have this thing loaded out. You know, you have something in the kangaroo pouch and then you have something in the main pack. Is it going to interfere? I feel like it's going to interfere with that, as you can see. So, who is this bag for? I think if you don't mind the quote-unquote overt molly in the front, and it is actually kind of subtle. It's laser cut, so it's not like really in your face. You have to be looking at it, looking for it. If you don't mind the look of this pack, I think this pack could be for you. Male, female, unicorn, doesn't matter. It's one of those things where, you know, I think it will fit a variety of different missions. Everything from going to the mall to, you know, running more, I wouldn't say clandestine because, you know, you want to blend in more, but at the same time, you know, it kind of looks like a camera bag. You know, it just looks like a big camera bag. So, you know, you're a person that has camera gear, you want to throw it in there, boom. You're a student, boom, it's gonna work. So I think this bag fits a lot of different segments, a lot of different areas, and already overpopulated segment. There's so many bags out there. Do I think it was worth the money for me. Full disclosure, I bought this using the 30% recent April Fool's Day sale, and to me it is. And I hope that this helps you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. I do read each and every one of your comments. I really, truly appreciate each and every one of you. And again, thank you so much for the support. But we're gonna go ahead and move this from the workbench back to the desk so we can close this video out. All right, see you then. So far, the Vertx Siege is ticking a lot of boxes, but it's still in the early days. I'm really curious to see how it holds up after some real-world use. As I mentioned, this pack can fit a variety of missions, from EDC, student, photography, camping, hiking, to running tactical requirement missions. I think this bag could be for you. If you're the type who wants a tactical pack that doesn't scream mall ninja, this might be worth checking out. I think Vertx did a great job when putting this pack together, pun intended. As always, only like or subscribe if you feel I've earned it. As you were, JJ Actual, out.